Ladies and gentlemen, the day finally came. WWE 2K26's Ringside Pass Season 4 with Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, with the inclusion of Lita in the Ringside Pass, and some free Persona cards on the free tier, right? Now, there's a lot to go on ahead and get into, man, because I do feel that this is, in general, one of the best passes that we have gotten. But obviously, I did feel that with, Season 1, Season 2, it did feel like the bar was set kind of low at the time, and it feels like every season since, they have been bringing it up little by little. So let's go on ahead and get into all that. Before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go on ahead and get into it. First things first, man, we got to talk about the Hardys. We see the models, we see everything, and it all looks solid. I really like Jeff Hardy's model. I don't really like the entrance too much, but again, I completely understand, what it is. But for the most part, Jeff Hardy's entrance looks pretty clean, aside from the little details and the little nitpicking within the energy and things like that of who was mocapping Jeff Hardy's entrance. But we see Matt Hardy, we see Lita, who I think looks pretty good. I don't see really much wrong with her model, but I can understand if people do see that because, again, I'm not looking at every single detail possible. But again, I understand that everybody gets this game for a specific reason, and that's just that, right? But when you look at this game and you look at, what was included in the Ringside Pass, I do feel like there was value in here, right? You look at the merch that was added. You got the Jeff Hardy jersey, which I'm going to get into that because I don't like the fact that the jersey is tucked in the creation suite. So if you put on like Jeff Hardy's pants that he used to wear with this jersey, the jersey will be tucked within the pants. I feel like we need an option where we can untuck, the jersey, right? I do like the attires that people are creating, but again, it is a bit unfortunate as to just the little things that I've already seen within the creation suite, right? But aside from that, the merchandise within the Ringside Pass, like the t-shirts and stuff that you are getting, I do think that's actually a pretty solid inclusion. I can appreciate things like that. Like Dom Mysterio and Liv Morgan had a shirt that was, I believe, in Ringside Pass either 3 or 2 that I was actually able to use and give Dom a better attire because of that t-shirt, right? So those are things that I definitely appreciate when they are pushed into the game and they're actually like pretty cool stuff. There's more creation suite parts that were added, and there's more things, right, that were added that are not always disclosed. Now, one thing that I really did enjoy was the theme song. The theme song's getting in the game, getting updated and everything. That's pretty cool. Some people are talking about Finn Balor's theme song did not make it. I haven't had a chance to check that yet, but I do know that Gangrel, you know what I'm saying? He getting a shout out here. He did get that theme song with his team and everything. So that's really cool too that those theme songs are being added. And I hope that it continues going that way with the theme songs, right? Because it's something that it's a small inclusion, but it changes the dynamic of everything in a good way. Because now if you have a created wrestler, you can use those theme songs that are not necessarily being taken up by a real life wrestler. And you can go on ahead and, have that creativity with community creations, because that's all it's about at the end of the day. Community creations and the creation suite being as big as it is and getting these theme songs in there is super dope. Getting radio from Zack Ryder, for those that are working on, Zack Ryder attires and things like that, now there's a theme song for that, right? So I think that there is so many wins within this pass, as much as there is filler, if that makes sense, because that has been a big topic of conversation over the last couple of months, how much filler there is. You got faction war tickets in the pay tier, you got tokens, you got my faction points, and for me, I don't mind the my faction points because, again, there's so many actual Persona cards in my faction that these packs and these my faction points allow you to save towards, because you can save so much because of that, and you can also make a lot of my faction points as well because of that. So I don't mind the packs nor the points, but I do mind the faction war tickets because they are in the pay tier. Instead of giving me faction war tickets, give me like more my faction points, give me more VC, right? It's just one of those things for me where I'm like, okay, I get it, but I also don't get it unless there's like something on the back end that's telling 2K that people are actually using these faction war tickets, which if that's the case, then I'll have to take my L on that one. Overall, looking at, the way the pass is, I do think that there is a vast improvement in this season 4 pass. Do I think it's perfect? Absolutely not. I still think that there are so many things that they could work on, but for the most part, this pass is actually extremely solid compared to what we've seen before. Now, there is a massive elephant in the room because we've gotten Lita, we've gotten Jeff Hardy, but Matt Hardy is not part of this pass, right? Obviously, you got the current version of him, sure, but Matt Hardy 2000 is not. And people are thinking that they're going to lock this behind my faction, which, again, that's been a common trend over the last 2 years. But that is like one part that does take away from this pass being as good as it is with the main rewards, which is unfortunate. But Matt Hardy, I hope he's not stuck behind my faction, behind like a massive paywall or something, because at the end of the day, it almost seems like it was incomplete, right? They didn't promise Matt Hardy. This is all part of the Ringside Pass. It wasn't promised, but it does seem incomplete. That's what it comes off like, right? Lita being at level 20, it almost seems like Lita should have been at level 10, Matt Hardy level 20, Jeff Hardy level 40. You know, that's the way that it should have been, in my opinion. Unfortunately, Matt Hardy didn't make it in. I do hope he does make it in because, again, it does feel unfinished, and that's the unfortunate part about it. I do feel that, again, this is a solid pass, but Matt Hardy not being part of it, like his 2000 version, is definitely odd, and it throws things off a little bit. Now, the free Persona cards, Chad Gable, Nakamura, John Cena, I'll take those 100%. Why not, right? I think that those are cool. John Cena, even though he doesn't have his WrestleMania entrance, you know, that from the Persona card of last year, I can go on ahead and appreciate the fact that he does have his Trons on this one. I really hope that there is a way to attain that John Cena, you know, in a more affordable manner, because I'm not going to go on ahead and drop a bunch of money. You know, I know that the pull rates have gotten better, and I can tell from the packs that I was ripping on my faction because of the Ringside Pass. I was definitely pulling diamonds and pulling a bunch of stuff. Like, the packs do seem better. I'm not going to go on ahead and take that away from them. I think that for the most part, it is a pretty positive change, but I still dislike the fact that there's still content that could be easily pushed through the Ringside Pass, and content that we've seen before and that we've paid before, you know, it's still being pushed through my faction and still paywalled through that mode. That's like my bigger complaint, my bigger issue here. Aside from that, though, I still feel that for the most part, you know, seeing the models and the way that they were done, I don't really have too much of a complaint about it. Jeff Hardy, I do love the fact that there is a no face paint, a face paint joint. I do like the Matt Hardy version. I like that they come with like a lot of just, it feels very customized, if that's the word. It feels like there is a lot of effort that was put towards this, because Matt Hardy, he has like his own animations. You got Jeff Hardy, he can go on ahead and take his shirt off. Like, I think that's all a positive, bro. Like, seeing that type of stuff, that's what makes me excited for the DLC, because it shows that they are putting that time and effort into these models and DLC. So I personally love the new moves that were also added. Jeff Hardy got a new twist of fate. So did Matt Hardy. There was like a combined like 15, 16 new moves that I saw for Jeff and Matt. And then Matt Hardy alone had like 7 new taunts or something like that. So being able to see those things, you know, come out and get pushed towards these characters, I think that's a win in my opinion. Overall, just to go on ahead and let y'all know, the DLC itself, I definitely think it's a W. I definitely think that there's a win there. We just need to work on restructuring how we're going to continue giving out these rewards in the Ringside Pass, because there's still so much filler throughout. That's about like my only con towards this. I was able to level up towards level 40. It is very, very easy, very, very simple. So I got no complaints on the actual level up system. But one thing that we want to go on ahead and talk about is the fact that there is a locker code for Ringside Pass Season 4. Let's go on ahead and get into that. The locker code is Season 4 Boost 26. You get 3,000 RXP, which is 6 tiers. But if you guys have already leveled up to like level 3 or level 4, level 5, you actually can use the extra RXP boost, and you actually get 7 tiers unlocked with this locker code. This is absolutely one of the best locker codes that they've dropped all year, in my opinion, because they're giving you 6 boosts, especially in a season like this with Jeff Hardy, you know, and it just being given out to everybody. That definitely helped me out throughout my grind and saved me a couple of minutes. So I am very, very, you know, happy that they did drop that locker code, and I was excited to share that with y'all too, because I know that everybody grinding, right? So that's about it for today for me though, y'all. Overall, I do rate this DLC about an 8. I can't be mad, bro. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, I'm with it. You feel what I'm saying? But aside from that, though, man, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.